Hi everyone, excuse the background noise once again. The TV is always on. Today, some of you already know, I bought some zebra trousers recently. If you're not aware that I got some zebra trousers, you clearly do not follow me on TikTok, which you should, so the link is in the description. Go follow me right now. But anyway, my mum had some zebra print fabric. As you can see, this video is me making a zebra bucket hat to match my zebra trousers. This is the finished hat. Get a little sneak peek. I will roll the clips of me making the hat, and then at the end I will show you with the trousers and full-on outfit. Make sure you stick till the end to see the full outfit. Also, we did not use a pattern because we could not find one in any magazines. She did make it herself, which is why it took a very long time. Unfortunately, I cannot give you the pattern because I literally don't know. We changed it so many times, so let's roll the clips. So the first thing we did is we drew around the pattern on the fabric, on the back of the fabric, just so you don't see the marks on the front. And for the circle, it doesn't matter where you put it, but then for the other bits you have to line up the direction of the thread on the fabric to the line on the pattern. It doesn't really make sense, but if you know sewing, basically you have to line up the fabric correctly. Before I cut that out, I also added 1 centimeter allowance. You usually do 1.5 centimeters, but we just did 1. I don't know why, because my mom told me. So yeah, and then after you measure 1 centimeter around the whole thing, draw around it and then cut it out. So then I put the 2 pieces of the hat together. So these are the pieces that go on your head. I put them right side together and then sewed along the edges on either side. As you can see, the seam, and then if you turn it inside out, then it should be the main bit of the hat. So the circle at the top would go at the top of this piece, and then the rim of the hat would go at the bottom, and it's slightly angled going downwards. Before I attached the circle, I added a backing to it to make it stiffer. I can't actually remember what it's called, but it's basically just to make the fabric a bit stiffer so that the hat actually stays on your head and stays in shape, and then you just iron that on. And then we did the same with the main section of the hat that I've just sewn together, and also just iron out your seams so that they're flat and it's not bulky. And then I connected the top circle with this piece, and then once you've added the top bit to the circle, my mum also sewed, she stitched along the top. Doesn't really do anything apart from just add a bit of shape and structure, but it's not necessary. And then we were going to add the rim, is that what it's called, like the bit that sticks out to the hat. So we've got 2 pieces, and then same thing, put them right side together and then pin the edges and then sew along there. And also the backing that makes the fabric stiff, we also added it to that piece as well. So then I sewed along the edges to combine the 2 pieces together, and then we just had to combine that to the chef shaped hat bit to make it look like a bucket hat. We had to make a few adjustments along the way because some of the pieces ended up being too big or too small, and the hat didn't fit right, so we adjusted the length of some of the pieces. It was a very complicated process because we didn't have a pattern to use, but my mom just made her own pattern, so we had to keep making adjustments to it. But if you do have a pattern, then you won't have to do all of the adjusting. And then this is how it looked like when you sewed it together, and then just flip it and you basically almost have your bucket hat. And at this point it was too long, so we did have to cut the edges, but this is what it looked like when it was all together. Obviously it looks a bit like a beach hat right now, and we were going to cut off the end of it just to make it shorter. You also want the same fabric on the bottom of the edge of the hat, because when the hat's on you will see that part. So we cut out another piece the same as the rim of the hat, and then sewed it on the inside. Basically just sew together the edges of it, and then it would fold inside. As you can see, we're sewing right sides together, and then once you flip it over it will go on the inside. And yeah, just ironed all of that to make all the seams flat. And then to make it less bulky, we cut off the seams. And then my mum hand sewed the edge before using the machine just to make it easier to sew. This was when we started to sew the stitching along the rim of the hat. So we measured out how far away we wanted it and then started from the edge, and that was what was going to secure the top and the bottom of that piece. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but basically this is where we went round the whole hat and just created those stitching lines that you see on bucket hats. And she went in a spiral so that she didn't have to stop each time you went around the hat. So instead of having one line go all the way around and then another line on top of that go all the way around, we just spiraled. So it did create a little bit of a crossover at the back, but we put that at the back so it's not very noticeable. And then just go around the whole hat and make the stitching. And this also helps the edge stick out like it should on a bucket hat. And then after that, the hat was basically done, and all we had to do was make the lining inside, which isn't necessary but just makes it a bit more professional and nicer. So we cut out the pieces, the same pieces but just in a white fabric to put on the inside, and again added the allowance and cut them all out. And this is what it looked like, this top part of the hat, because you only need to make the lining for the top part because you've already got the fabric on both sides of the edge of the hat. And then put that bit inside. You want the rough side with all the seams to go inside so that you can't see them on the outside. And then we stitched the edge of the rim to this piece. Kind of confusing which parts you have to stitch together, but basically you put the right side of the lining in with the bottom of the rim of the hat and then sew that together. And then when you're stitching around this, you have to leave a gap to turn the hat inside out. Your hat should be inside out, so you have to leave a gap to turn the hat the right way round. I hope this makes sense, but it was kind of confusing. And then you've got your hat with the lining, and that is literally all done. And then you have to hand sew the little gap together. And that is the finished hat. And we are back. Big reveal. This is the hat. Pretty cute. They've got white linings, got all these on it, zebra, and then this is what it looks like on. Is literally perfect and it fits my head so perfectly. And then the outfit. Is this or is this not the most epic thing you have ever seen? Sounds a bit weird in this hat. I feel like I can't hear properly. I also bought this cardigan from Sainsbury's yesterday. Look, it's got little balls on the arms. Anyway, that's not the point of the video. So anyway, this is the outfit. I love the pastel colour look with these trousers. Also, this avocado matches my jumper. Let me know what you think. I'm kind of getting hot in this jumper as well. Okay, we're back. Let me know what you think of my hat. Isn't it cool? If you want your own bucket hat, let me know and I will consider making you one. Obviously not for free. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm gonna look so cool. You know, we just had an announcement today that that everything is gonna go back to normal in the UK on the 21st of June or some like the end of June. I am beyond excited to wear this awesome outfit somewhere. Imagine me walking around London wearing my zebra outfit. I will get stared at, but in a good way. Well, maybe in a bad way, but like, we don't care, because if you saw my last video, we don't care what people think about our fashion, okay? So anyway, if you think I look cool, give this video a thumbs up and comment how cool I am. And if you think I look weird, or you hate the bucket hat, or you hate zebra print, or you think it's too much zebra, give me a thumbs down. Comment that you hate it. Let me know if you hate it. Subscribe and turn on post notifications so you know when I next post, but it will be next week. on Thursday, as it usually is. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next week. Bye!